Okay, good day everyone. So today I'll be showing you how to sew your panel skirt. So for panel skirt, you have your center front, center back. Remember your center front is your foot. So what you need to do is, for center front, to panel center front, get the center front hip. You know your center front hip is your quarter hip. So for the measurement I have here, the center front hip is 6 inches. You see, I did not measure the seam allowance, just the actual measurement. So and then you divide the center front hip by 3. So I have 6 inches here, divided by 3, that's 2. So I'll mark 2 and square down. So I'll come mark 2 all the way down and then connect it using my straight ruler. This is it. For center front, this is just paneling center front. To panel center back, what you need to do, get the measurements, your dart, the dart is the midpoint of the back waist. You square it all the way down. So I'll just cross check what I have here and mark it below and then square down. So for center back, to panel center back, it's the dart, mid part of your dart all the way down. So now you label. This is center front 1, this is center front 2, this is center back 1 and center back 2. So this is it. You have your unfold, you have to label and then write out your allowance. Now we are cutting through this line, so you need 0.5 seam allowance. You still write 0.5 here because you're adding 0.5 on fabric. Side seam 0.5, center back 0.5, 0.5. Now if I'm cutting on this line. So we'll have pieces. See how I go for my dart, cut out on the other line backward. So cutting on fabric, on paper, this is it. So we'll have pieces of them. Remember your center front is still on fold, so you ought to have labeled it before cutting out. And then this is the back. So watch how I take out my dart at the back. So now we're going to cut on fabric. So the reason why we have to label and write all our allowances, by the time I place it on fabric now you see them because they have different pieces. I can mix them up and I'll still know each one of them. So now I'm cutting on fabric. Now, so this is it. I've placed it on the fabric. The center front is still placed on fold. And then I've added 0.5 allowance to CF1. The CF2, you're cutting 2 pieces. So I just folded the fabric into 2. So by the time I cut, I have 2 pieces of CF2. 0.5 seam allowance for the side, 0.5 seam allowance for the other side too. I have center back 0.5 seam allowance here, 0.5 seam allowance here. So this is center back 2 and this is center back 1. I have 0.5 seam allowance and then there's no seam allowance on the zip allowance. So that's it. So we'll be cutting it out to join. So this is it. So this is it, already cut out. I have it already cut out. So I'll be pinning it for you to see how to join. So I'll remove the pins. This is my center front one. You know it's on fold. So I'll bring my center front 2. I have 2 pieces. So I'll open the unfold like this. Then bring this other center front 2 to this side. So I'll be joining it this way. Up here by 0.5. So you have to place them properly so you don't mix them up. And then join this other way. 0.5. So I'll still have my sides. So this is center front 1. The center front 1 and 2. So I have center back 1 and 2. I'll remove my pins. This is the side seam. This is zip allowance.